I hated my school, I hated everyone from the school, even my teachers. I considered Christian education to be the worst thing. My rebellion against the Bible, I would say, came from all the pressure that I received from school when I was a student. I make the connection between being a Christian to all these rules without even considering the grace part of the gospel. When I finished school, I decided that I didn't want to do anything with church or with Christian life. I used to party a lot with my friends, and that got me into huge trouble with my parents especially. My teachers, even though I was this rebellious teenager that guided the whole group to do wrong, they were still there for me when I needed them the most. When I was a student at Molina Christian schools, Andy was the director of the school, and Stephanie was there with him all the time. She knew my story, she knew who I was, she knew how I was during school, so I knew that she was the right person to help me.
Sometimes as I watch students walk through the process of choices they make, and then to see, I guess I shouldn't be surprised to see what God does, but sometimes you think, oh, that's never going to happen. And then you're like, wow, God is so powerful.
I remember that day specifically. I went to Stephanie's house and I talked to her. I poured into tears with her, and we went through a lot of things, and I know that I can come to her every time I need some guidance. She's one of my closest friends. It was Stephanie and more than one told me, you are going to be a teacher. And like, no, I'm not going to be a teacher. Yes, you're going to be a teacher, whether you want it or not. And they were right.
It's really been exciting for me to see the journey that God has taken her on as she learns and grows and seeks to serve and be a blessing to other people.
So I have to ask for a truck to come and just put the whole... My grandfather lived in Mala, the city located an hour and a half away from Lima. It lacks a lot of things, especially in education. When I came back to Jesus, I decided, okay, I have to do something about this. One day, I told my mom, why not get the kids around my grandfather's house together so I can teach them? It started really small. It started like just me and a table with 6 different kids from different ages. Stephanie Pigs. Weeks later, I was chatting with a friend and said, hey, I really need some help here because more kids are coming in. And that's how the idea of the Mala project came. Although I didn't see it when I was a student there, I see La Molina Christian School not just as a school, but as a really nice ministry. I have a 4-year-old son. I know now that that's the place where I'm sending my son because I know what their ministry stands for.
It's really exciting to see her desire to help her students see and understand and really show care and interest in the lives of her students.
My dream will be to start school with kids who can't afford a good education. And I would like that education to be based on Christian principles, to based on God, so they know that the message will always be in their hearts and they can learn about Christ's amazing grace, really.